I'm Ludovic Le Meunier, actually, the CEO of THERYQ. And, let's start with that. What if we could cure a cancer patient in the blink of an eye? Well, I'm sure everybody here agrees that it would be absolutely fantastic. Well, THERYQ is working on making that possible, and I will show you how. So THERYQ works in the field of radiotherapy. So radiotherapy, we use particles loaded with energy to actually destroy the tumor. So it's a highly used cancer treatment, and it works relatively well, okay? But it still have quite a few limitations. The first one is that you still have a significant amount of tumors which are resistant to the amount of radiation, the amount of energy that we can give to the tumor. So it lowers the efficacy of the treatment and the survival rate for those patients. And on top of it, to treat a patient with radiotherapy, you need multiple sessions of several minutes, sometimes up to 35. So it's a very long treatment and very uncomfortable for the patient. And lastly, radiotherapy has many short to long-term destructive side effects like dermatitis or necrosis, because when you actually destroy the tumor with the particle, you actually have also an impact on the healthy tissue around it. That's what we call toxicity to healthy tissue. So let's imagine that we could reduce the toxicity to healthy tissue, we could reduce the side effect. We would have the opportunity to give more radiation, more energy to the tumor, providing a more efficient and better tolerated cancer treatment. Well, at THERYQ, we have the solution, and we call that flash radiotherapy. So flash radiotherapy is a groundbreaking, emerging technique that literally has the potential to change the way we're going to cure cancer. With flash radiotherapy, we can treat the patient in one session of a fraction of a second, typically less than 100 milliseconds. And we can do that because our machines are 1,000 times more powerful than the conventional one. But this part is what I would call the technical part of flash. Let me tell you a few words about the magical part of flash. Because when you give this amount of energy so fast to the tumor, you still destroy it, but you're far less toxic on the healthy tissue around it. So you have far less destructive side effects. So this opens the door to better treat the cancer that we can treat today with radiotherapy, but you can also potentially treat the cancer that you cannot treat with radiotherapy or even with any other therapeutic alternative. So it's quite a game changer. So we've been working on that for more than 10 years, so we can consider ourselves as pioneers. We started 10 years ago. Everybody thought we were completely crazy. You cannot give so much radiation to a patient. You're going to kill the patient. That's not the way you do it. Well, fast forward 2024, we have developed a first machine, getting into clinical trial pretty soon, and we're working on the second one. Well, if nobody believed in it 10 years ago, now we work with a lot of other centers. So I won't do any name dropping or anything like that, but when you work with the first cancer center in Europe, Gustave Roussy, and when you work also with the first cancer center in the US, MD Anderson, well, it tells you something about flash. On top of it, we have signed this exclusive contract with the CERN in Switzerland, which is the world leader in fundamental research on particle acceleration. So we can use their technology inside our machine to accelerate our particle. So it put us quite ahead of any potential competitors. And then on the right here, just wanted to mention that we go to quite a few trade shows, several times per year. And the last one, when we were in Glasgow at the ESTRO, which is the biggest European one, we had a symposium with 250 seats. Well, we had to refuse 200 people to get in. So just to remind you that, flash radiotherapy makes quite a buzz. Okay, let's have a look at those impressive preclinical results. What you see here, it's what we call a cat patient. So this cat has a nasal carcinoma. So if your cat has a nasal carcinoma, there is nothing much you can do for the pure animal. First, if you try surgery, it's too invasive, so you can do that. If you do conventional radiotherapy, then it has an impact on the brain, then your cat loses cognitive ability and then he stops eating, so it dies. Well, we treated several cats with 1 session of flash radiotherapy, less than 100 milliseconds. We cured all of them and they all survived. So I won't go through all the mice, the dogs, the pigs, everything that we did on preclinical, but I will jump to like the very first patient that we had in 2018. We did that with a prototype machine. It was a compassionate treatment. This patient had cutaneous lymphoma, which was multi-resistant to any treatment at the time. Well, again, 1 session of flash radiotherapy, and the result is here, but you can see at the bottom. No scar, nothing, the tumor is gone. So this actually gave us the go to start developing clinical machine. And what you can see here is the first one that we have developed. It's called Flash Knife, which is capable of treating superficial tumors up to 3 centimeters inside the body. We're getting to clinical trial in 4 centers. And for the anecdote, it's very funny because, it made me laugh, but we are installing in 2 months a machine like 20 minutes from here in Lisbon. It's one of our centers. So that was our first machine. But now we're working also on a second one, which is called Flash Deep. This machine will be able to treat any solid tumor anywhere in the body. So it's a much higher energy machine. We are developing this machine in collaboration with the CERN, the Lausanne University Hospital, and Gustave Roussy Hospital in France. We expect to have the first patient in 2027. And what you can see here on the left is, a design that we're going to have. But this machine is going to be still compatible with an installation inside the hospital. So in the heart of the hospital. It's not like a big bunker, like a huge building that you have to build. So this, again, is going to change the rule of the game. Well, a few words about the clinical application. We're going to start for the clinical trial, head and neck, brain, pancreas, skin. But the important thing here is that soon after that, we will treat all deep-seated tumors anywhere in the body. It's 90% of the cancer right now. So, and I wanted to mention glioblastoma because it's the most aggressive malignant brain tumor. It kills 200,000 people per year. Like the survival rate is 5% after 5 years. So it's horrible, okay? Why am I mentioning glioblastoma? Because with flash radiotherapy, we will be able to give more energy to the tumor without increasing too much the toxicity on healthy tissue, or the side effects. So the key opinion leader we are working with, the physicians, are convinced that they will be able to cure glioblastoma with this machine, which, it's going to be quite an impact on the patient's life. Okay, a few words about this quickly. We're not the only one believing in that anymore, because the French government just believes in it too. It just gave us like a 30 million grant to actually develop the second machine. So we're quite happy and it's quite comfortable to start developing nice machine. Well, a little bit more words about the money. We are looking for a private investment of 20 to 35 million for the first tranche. We have quite I would say, enthusiastic interest of several investors, including potential leads, and it's worth noticing that we will start generating income this year. Well, with 2 flash radiotherapy devices, I think THERYQ is starting a real therapeutic revolution. We have Flash Knife for superficial lesion, and we have Flash Deep for the deep-seated tumors. So flash radiation therapy will unlock new treatments for patients, including the ones with no therapeutic alternative today. So that's why at THERYQ we are convinced that flash radiotherapy is the future of cancer treatment. So thank you for your attention. If you want to know more about flash or about THERYQ, you know what I look like now, so please come and find me. Thank you very much.